Hi, I'm Tiffany Blackmon, and this is My So-Called Fabulous. Welcome, everyone, to Season 6. I say that so incredibly proud because when we started this in 2020, My So-Called Fabulous, who knew we'd have a pandemic? And we have talked about it and talked about it and talked about it, but welcome to Season 6. This is episode number 159. Y'all, I'm so proud of where we've come and how we got here. And it's a learning curve because when a friend of mine approached me about doing a podcast, I've told you all about this. I didn't even know what a podcast was, seriously. And my dad commonly refers this to my radio show. So I guess it could be very similar. But, I have done this 3 years. Oh, my gosh, yeah. So 3 years. And I absolutely love it. My career has been definitely in front of the camera, and I cannot tell you how much I love doing this show because you know what? I hear from you, and you make my heart so incredibly full, asking questions about all of the pillars that we have in this company. And, it's not just the podcast that we're doing at My So-Called Fabulous. We are doing other things, and there's reasons behind that, and I'll certainly get to that. But we're in the influencing world, and at 58, it's not the easiest thing in the world. What is easy is having you follow along in the content that you ask for and the content that you respond to, and it makes me feel so good. Why did I start this? Well, we started influencing because the pandemic obviously hit, but it was before that. I just wanted to do something different, and I wanted to brand myself because I'd worked so many years, so many fabulous companies. But I thought, you know what? It's my turn, and I had the opportunity to do this. And again, Instagram and Facebook and all of the things that we're doing, Pinterest, I just didn't realize what was out there. I didn't realize the opportunities, the marketing, and how it's changed so much. When I was in college at TCU, marketing is certainly different now than it was back then, and it's so exciting. There's so many opportunities, and you are so great to follow along and listen to me. So, with this season, I really do with every season, y'all. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. In the beginning, I didn't know you were supposed to have seasons. I guess you don't have to, but I didn't know to break it up in seasons. So what we've done the past 2 years is we have actually recorded for a section of time, taken a couple of months back to repurpose what you didn't hear, what you perhaps missed with other podcast guests, and then just come back fresh. And it really has worked well for myself and my team, and I just think it's the thing to do. For example, we took off January and February of this year, started recording, and then started our shows for season 5 in March, and then ended that in June. Took the summer off, and here we go. September 2nd, if I'm not mistaken, is the day today that, is it September 2nd? I can't remember. I'm going to look at Beth because she's here. I can't remember what the day is, and who knows what day it is. But regardless, it has been such an incredible learning curve and journey. Just today, I'm working in the studio, trying to give a refresh. We're doing a little brand refresh. And, just decorating for a space is so exciting because back to the pillars of my brand, I am a chef. I was trained. I went to TCU. Food science and nutrition was my degree. And I went on to culinary school, Johnson & Wales University. And after that, I really didn't want to work in the restaurants, and I didn't. Went into media, started doing cooking shows, doing radio and all those things, and I found my passion. And, that's what I tell you all every single day is to find your passion, find that creative source, if you are a creative person, that makes you happy. I had a gentleman one time, I was teaching high school when I was literally 21 years old, teaching seniors in high school. They were basically my age. And it wasn't my calling to teach. And I remember a coach saying to me that was coaching at the school district, Tiffy, if there's a day that you wake up and you don't want to go to that job, you don't want to be in that place or that space, then find your passion. And that's what I did. I went to culinary school, and the rest is history. So when we decided to do the influencing world, and to bring my stories alive and to show you and to be very transparent. And I'm going to be very transparent. I always am, but even more so this season. Um, I always thought that my food would be my platform because being a chef and my passion for food, I love to cook, but it wasn't. You wanted something a little bit different. You wanted fashion, you wanted interiors, all the things that I love. And something that's really important to me is fitness and wellness. In the fitness and wellness world, I have always worked out. I always have, always will, God willing. Um, Getting to do this because you know what, y'all? I have said this multiple times on this podcast. You only have one body, only one body, and you need to take care of it. Absolutely take care of it. And you know, in the younger years, I'm paying for it now because I really didn't take care of my body like I was supposed to. I didn't get enough rest. I took advantage of the thought that I would be healthy forever. And in the past, since 2020, with COVID coming and menopause, post-menopause now, it's taken a toll on me. And I want to share all this with you. Um, you voted me Fort Worth Magazine Influencer of the Year, Reader's Choice 2023. And I don't take that lightly at all. I'm so proud. I'm just so touched and so proud. But you know, it makes me just want to do more and get more and to be so successful and to bring you more. We were so blessed to do a giveaway with Fort Worth Magazine with 13 fabulous local DFW vendors, brands, businesses that just, I mean, y'all, it was about $6,000 to $6,500 in value. And the value is so important, but it's the people that come together and support one another. And the businesses that reached out and just actually said yes. I was a little nervous when we started and thought, who's going to do this? Because there is that bone in my body and that brain that goes, is anyone going to participate? And you did. You did. It was so exciting, y'all. We had a week to kind of get people excited. We got people excited, followers to enter this giveaway. And y'all, the hundreds of people that entered. And what makes my heart so happy is when Heather Finks, Injector Heather, if you know her, one of the 13 businesses that gave such an incredible package, the person that won this hasn't experienced some of these things that we gave in this giveaway. I went to her home and I made sure it was okay, but I went to her home and gave her all the gift certificates and just met her and got to see people like yourself that are so excited. It just made my heart so full. And she is in the process of using these. And the great thing is she's moving from Arlington to a fabulous home in Burleson, and we could help her furnish some of these things. So just made my heart full and so incredibly happy. And the 13 people and the businesses that helped, absolutely amazing. So this season, what do we have in store for you? My goodness, the guests are just incredible. I always want to help and solve problems and to do my part. I have a philanthropic heart. Everyone on my team does. And just help and spread the message, spread the word. We are bringing on Jim Henser. He was on about a year ago with Las Colinas Pharmacy. We're going to talk about the neuroscience of the brain, the concussions and how this affects and what we need to do and PTSD and all of these things. He's so incredibly brilliant. You know, this is the wellness part. Dr. Julie Kennedy with Seed Wellness. I'm bringing her on here because I'll talk about this in a minute, but gut health, I mean, y'all, we are reading so much about gut health and the lack thereof. And I'm just so excited to really bring information to you. I've seen her a couple of times, and she's precious in Fort Worth, and she will connect with you virtually, but we will have her on here. We have an interior designer, my dear friend Shane Morrissey is on, and just sharing his passion and creativity in hopes that he can help you with your home and like a wonderful living space. Deandra Simmons, a former cast member of The Housewives with Dallas, is coming on. She has some new projects. What a wonderful heart she has. So excited. And we will actually be in the Dallas studio to see her. Tracy Walder's coming back, the Unexpected Spy. She's so amazing. We're going to talk about school safety because you know what, y'all? Sending your babies to school, I know there's things you're thinking. I know there's things that we need to think about, and Tracy's going to help us do that. She's so busy with all of her projects and is so excited to have her on here. She's racing from CNN to Fox. She's just a valued contributor and reporter. What I've been up to, I just had the opportunity of celebrating my fabulous husband's 70th birthday. I was about to say wedding because it was basically like a wedding that we just had for him. It was a huge party. We had literally one block from here in Bass Performance. I actually received the video of the party yesterday, and I have to say, my heart is so full for him. 250 people filled the room that just loved him from kindergarten up till his age of 70. And I'm just so proud of him and just how his eyes were bright, and the vendors that worked so hard to help me create something. I know he was so incredibly proud. But the number of people in that room that just embraced him and spoke about him and had so much fun. It was amazing. So watch for our reel, and you'll see this on YouTube. We have this amazing video. So excited to share that with you. So what's going on with me? My health, y'all. I'm going to have to take a drink of water of this one. My health since 2020 has not been fabulous. I mean, it was just like a switch. And again, I take care of myself. And I honestly do say, I feel like I'm the healthiest person I know. I eat well. I'm very careful about my diet. I work out, make good choices. But sometimes things are just out of your control. I was diagnosed to have the ANA marker for autoimmune. And they really weren't worried. My Dr. Leanne Scott in Irving, you know, when we did the blood work, she noticed this. And she said, you know what, let's get you in and talk to someone of a higher being. So I went to a doctor in Dallas. And I say this scratching my head because I had the marker. He's like, you know, I don't really think we need to worry about anything because I don't see anything. Well, as I'm scratching my head, I am covered with psoriasis on my scalp and itchy and miserable. And, you know, he didn't diagnose it. He was assuming, which I had no idea, y'all. Psoriasis is an autoimmune. I had no clue whatsoever. So here we are. So I go to a derm, and if you go back into my podcast, you listen to this, you can go through my Tiffy Talks. I always talk about this. But, and sure enough, I have psoriasis on my scalp. Y'all, I used a big pharma. I did. I know there's a lot of research, and there is lots of, we are so blessed as a society to have so much at our fingertips. But after almost a year of trying different medications and different drugs, I just decided it wasn't for me. The side effects were enormous for me personally. And I do know a lot of people that are on medication that works perfectly for them. And I want you to also remember, I'm not a physician, but I'm just giving you my perspective. I've been in chat groups, I've been in Facebook groups and talking about this because, you know, this isn't life or death. It's just annoying as hell. So, you know, go topical there. So, you know, I've talked about this with my friends that, again, didn't know, but autoimmune usually comes with 3. So number 2 comes around the corner, and it took me about 2 years to figure this out. But I had back in January of this year, I met a fabulous gastroenterologist. It's hard for me to say that, in Dallas, and she did a colonoscopy and endoscopy and found out that I indeed have collagenous colitis. So hard to say that. And so then the medication just comes on, the antibiotics, the steroids, all of those things. And I just determined it's not for me because it didn't work. It didn't work for me. And I have severe GI issues, TMI, I know, but I really, really want that person out there that's listening to this to hear me that we're going to find a solution. We are. For me, I'm having to go more functional medicine. I'm just going functional medicine. So there's that. So going through this daily, Does it cramp your lifestyle? It absolutely does. To sit here for 2 hours and do a podcast, it's very difficult. But I just want you to know that I am working on a solution for me, totally for me. And then, everyone, Thanksgiving, I fell trying to change a Christmas light, and here comes the psoriatic arthritis. I just, you're just kind of, I think we all take health for granted. I just didn't know, and here we go. Pharma, we're gonna cure this with pharma, but it's not a cure; it's a Band-Aid. So I decided again that we're going functional. So I wonder sometimes how I stay. I'm alive and kicking, and I'm keep going. And I was talking to my sister this weekend, that's a nurse practitioner, and I was like, how do I still have energy? And it's the amazing supplements that my doctor has me on, because I can keep food is very difficult to keep in my body, but all of these three things. So I was thinking to myself, what's going on? Last year, I talked to you about this at the end of the podcast at season 5. Stacy Danford, neuroscientist, fabulous friend of mine. We were just talking one day, and she said about her surgery, and she does not mind me telling you about this because she wants to share everyone. I'm going to say this because I want you to know that this is not for me, but I am not against it at all. About 12 years ago, I had breast implants. And when I had these put in, I was never happy. So what I'm about to go through is not making me sad at all. But Stacy had her implants removed. She had brain fog, severe migraine. She was miserable, absolutely miserable. Joint pain, back pain. And when she had them out, within a week, she felt better. Now, I want to remind you again, young women, women of any age that have implants, this is not everyone. Every body is different. Mine has led to breast implant illness. And how I came upon this, I did have an appointment with a local surgeon that didn't really specialize in breast implant illness. And y'all, you're listening, you're going, who knew this was even a thing? It is a thing. It is absolutely a thing. So I was listening to a podcast. A friend of mine shared a podcast with me, and she is Lauren Bostic, Skinny Confidential. I don't know if you've listened to him and her podcast. She does this with her husband. And my friend shared this podcast on breast implant illness. It was a very long podcast, and I began listening. And I was just in shock. I had to sit and just purge it. And I just kept rewinding and listening, thinking, that's me. And you may ask, what are you experiencing? All of these autoimmune. I'm just predisposed to this. And there's going to be people that listen to this that do not agree with me. And again, remember, I'm not a doctor, but this is me. I swore by the end of Lauren's podcast, I was going to find her surgeon. She had Dr. Robert Whitfield on her podcast. She experienced an explant surgery. She was diagnosed with breast implant illness, and I have some of the very same symptoms she has. I cannot wait to get these out of me. So when I listened, I quickly began researching. After I finished the podcast, I'm going to find the surgeon. I don't care where he is. I'm going to get there. I'm going to see him. Y'all, he's in Austin, literally down the street from where I used to live. So did a query on a Sunday afternoon with Dr. Whitfield. On Monday morning, I heard back from him. We had a consult. I went to Austin and spent about 2 hours with he and his team. And I say this and I get very emotional about this because I'm so ready to be out of freaking pain and agony, and I hope this is the answer. Some of you may say, well, that might not be the answer. Well, we'll see. We're going to go through the process of elimination. But when I was talking to him and his patient coordinator, Candace, and with his nurse, Krista, I felt heard. For the first time, I felt heard. I felt like there was a Western doctor that was hearing exactly what I had to say, shaking his head. He didn't say a lot. I just talked for a long time. And he's speculating toxic mold poisoning and Lyme's disease, which I'm going to say this. I'm in the studio today. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I get all of my results. And we'll go from there, But I am scheduled November 9th to have explant surgery. And I couldn't be happier because it's just a little bit closer to chalking of what's going on in my body. What I have talked about, I mean, I've talked to Liz Nelson about it and so many of my friends, Beth Hudson, my dear friend, that helps me with my business as well with elevated content. I've talked about it. We explore, we talk about it. But you know what? People, you have to advocate for your own health. You just do. You have to not get caught up in what is a Band-Aid. Because I did tell Dr. Whitfield some things that I do, and he said, that's a Band-Aid. That's not a fix. It's not really what I wanted to hear. It really wasn't. But he's so honest, brutally honest with me, and I'm so excited that they took me on and we are going to try and fix this. So November 9th. I say this because I'm going to share this journey with you. I'm going to share it. It's not going to be pretty. I'm not going to be pretty. I'm not going to look like this if you see me on YouTube. But I'm going to share this because I do want to help people. I really do. And if we don't find that this is the cause, we don't find it. But again, I'm not married to my breast. I'm not. I really don't care. I did tell him because you all may be thinking, okay, you're a big talker here. I just asked him if I was going to look like a freak. That's it. I mean, I just wanted to know the process. And as we get along in this process, I'll explain to you. But the answer is no. Sometimes I wonder why in the hell I did this in 2011. I wonder. I'm like, why? Was I so insecure that I needed breasts? Is there something that I was missing? And you know what? I think, sometimes we always think the grass is greener. But immediately when I had the breast put in, I had encapsulation right away. So I had to take them out and start over. And I wonder why I did that. Back in that time, I was competing, doing fitness competitions, and I think I was looking around going, everybody has big breasts, except for me. But right now, the most important thing is to determine the health and figure out, because you know what? I'm not finished. I'm 58, but I'm not finished, and I don't want to feel like crap like I do. I can give you an, oh, woe is me with this whole thing. I am so lucky. I'm so blessed. I have the means to see fabulous functional medicine doctors. I have the means to see Dr. Julie Kennedy that's helping me clean my gut. I really do. And I have a great, great community of people and women and men that say, you know what? You're not crazy. You are feeling this way. And I don't like to talk about it. I really don't like to talk about all this stuff. And you're going, why the hell are you talking about it on a podcast? I'm going to help you. I promise I am. And I'm going to help myself. But y'all, this is what we have going on. It's just going to be a journey. So here in a couple of months, we'll go through that. And I'm going to explain to you along the way for sure, because I can do that. We have 17 episodes this season. Until we reach to the end of December. And I couldn't do this with all the number of people that surround me and support me. Because y'all, again, remember, technology is not my friend. I tell people every day, it's just not, and you don't want me to be tech savvy for sure. But my daughter Kennedy, so proud of her. She graduated TCU. She thought she was going to grad school. They changed the program because COVID. And I told her, you know what? When I graduated college, I was in such a hurry to get out of college, such a hurry to get married, such a hurry to do things. And I said, you know what? This is an opportunity for you to take a year and decide what you want to do. And P.S., I need someone. It was perfect timing. The job came open and it was just beautiful. She is so talented. She's so amazing. She keeps me on track. I have my talent. She has her. We stay in our lane. And people are like, how difficult is it to work with your child? Are you kidding me? I am so blessed to work with this fabulous young woman. Dakota Kearns, she and I, oh my goodness, we did a JDRF gala together. Now she's a sweet little mama, and she gets to stay home with her 1-year-old, and she works on our team. I just couldn't be more blessed. Laura is in accounting. Ashley is just there at your beck and call. Thank you both for being on my team. I have AD Media over in Dallas. It helps in the back end. We just appreciate your help so much. And Elevated Content. We brought Beth and her precious husband, Brian, on. And y'all, I cannot wait to show you all the changes that have been made. But with this said, it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to advocate for your own health, and it takes a village to do what I get to do, which is living my dream of getting to do this and bring information to you. We're sitting in a studio in Fort Worth, Texas, downtown. If you're on YouTube, you can take a peek at the parking garage and the traffic behind me, and it's just so fabulous and so quaint and wonderful. I have a gym next to me. I can look in and see all the people working on their house. And RNCN has been amazing out of Dallas to help me produce and to have a podcast of quality and bring this to you so many times a year. And I just can't thank everyone enough. Big thank you, everyone. We're bringing you so many great episodes this season, and we'll start again the next season with season number, I'm to keep forgetting which one, number 7 in January. And no, we're going to record in January, but this is season 6, everyone. Have a fabulous day. Follow along and keep being fabulous.